Twin City Bounty. You see we're all in black. We are all in mourning. It was a hell of a night. I can't get you all in, damn it. There we go. I cried. I literally teared and cried during the night when I was going through one of my private liberal groups, and some woman was curled in the fetal position crying, and I just felt so bad for her that I practically cried myself. We're all pretty, well, Toxie and I are very depressed today. We were texting each other all night. There were fucks and args and
I was actually responding while drinking wine that I picked up at 7-Eleven. Like, I got out of yoga expecting something positive and immediately checked my phone because I had asked these guys to keep me up to date. And I'm like, oh fuck, this calls for cheap wine. And so I went in 7-Eleven, I'm like, wine, grabbed a couple little bottles, and I was in there watching it like, I cannot believe this.
Right. When the D got to where he only needed 6 votes, I pretty much gave up. I was holding on till the very end, but when he got to 264 and it said 6 votes left, I had like 15 tabs open on my computer so I could check all these places. My Twitter live feed from BuzzFeed was going. I had Rachel Maddow and the MSNBC crew on a TV, and oh my god, crazy.
Yeah, immediate family of mine was very depressed too, and there was heavy drinking at the hotel we're staying at last night.
But was the drinking due to, was it due to the election, or was it due to being in Vegas?
No, it was, well, it started being in Vegas, then the heavily drinking began after the election was decided.
And that's where the $20 bet came in, whether he was going to be able to, perform or not.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Perform?
Yes.
So, do we want to introduce them?
Yes.
That'll help.
Sure.
I'll go ahead and do it. So, Sarah here is my bestie from a million years ago.
Lifelong friend.
Lifelong friend since we were yay high.
I heard something telltale of Nancy Drew mysteries and crap.
We've been through many shenanigans, some of which we've never to this day told our moms. And so they will not listen, Mom. If you're on, stop. Sarah's mom, I love you though, but
Please don't tell her.
But don't you, it's so much better if you wait 20 years down the road and then you explain to them, like, and you didn't know.
It is better.
Because you just get a good laugh out of it.
maybe.
Yeah.
And then
She scares me.
And then me too. Like, I'm actually not afraid about telling my mom because my mom's, pot smoking hippie, and will probably not remember it the next day. But not her mom. So. Like, her mom could probably still beat my ass, so I don't know.
No doubt.
And
no
then,
doubt.
And so then this is Matt. This is Sarah's fiance.
Hi, everybody.
And they are in town, and they are living it up.
Oh, yes.
They are
As you
trying
can
to,
do in Vegas.
Right? They're trying to drink all of the alcohol.
If they
We
came
are.
after the first, they would have been able to add weed to that pile.
My liver hates me.
Yeah. We're at about a bottle or two a day. Not counting the calm drinks in the casinos and the gambling.
Right.
But hey, when in Rome, right?
So one of the things I discovered while off air was that these two did not vote.
No, we did not.
They call themselves...
Don't careisms.
No, politically retarded.
Yes.
That's, yeah.
And while I may have railed against the machine last night about those who voted third party and those who did not vote because it was by a very, very narrow margin for the Electoral College that Trump won, and by popular vote, she won, I would rather have... What did you call yourself? Politically retarded?
Politically retarded.
Political retards.
It's a great phrase.
Not vote.
Their word, not mine.
Yes,
If anyone knows me at all.
we try not to use that word, the R word
The R
anymore.
word. Yeah, there
right?
are hard. I don't like the hard R.
Politically unsavvy, maybe? Nah. That's too fancy a word,
Politically
right?
challenged.
Politically challenged. There we
you
go.
And that is politically correct.
That is politically correct. last night on Alexia's page, I was posting results, pictures of states, and it was crazy. There was a point in Pennsylvania where the vote was 2,000 apart. Trump was ahead by 2,000 votes only.
It's insane.
There were so many races, if you looked at the percentages, that he had 94%, she had 93%, and then fucking Gary Johnson had 4%, which could have changed that total completely.
You could have. You're absolutely right.
And while last night I was angry, I don't believe that any vote is a wasted vote, honestly, unless you're voting for fucking Harambe.
And Harambe got how many votes?
Well, it was put out on Twitter that he got 11,000 votes, and then it was retweeted like 800,000 times. So we believe that there were only a few who took a picture of their ballot that they voted for Harambe, and then the guy who originally tweeted it just made up the 11,000 number. But still, wasted vote.
I have a gentleman that I went to school with that he wrote in like Ronald McDonald and the Hamburglar.
Right.
That's a wasted vote. A vote for Gary Johnson, if, in my opinion, if you truly believe that you align with him, as does Sierra, we've talked about it many times on here, I get that. Like, that was her, that's absolutely her right. And she believed in what it is he has to offer. And that's like a legitimate vote. But you have a lot of people who are doing it just for the purpose of, well, I don't want to vote for one or the other. And
there were a lot of people who voted Hillary because they didn't like Trump. There were a lot of people who voted Trump because they didn't like
Right.
Hillary.
And the thing is if you're going to write in like Harambe,
Harambe.
Hombre.
Or bad hombre.
not hombre.
Got the
But
nice
if you're
curl
gonna-
mustache.
If you're gonna write him in, then you know, in this case, we didn't have 10 choices, but this gentleman did. He had 10 choices on that ballot, and I'm like, out of 10 choices, there was not one that you felt you could align with. Not one.
I would say, though, that both very ridiculous votes, that voting for Ronald McDonald, a living clown, is more acceptable than a deceased gorilla. You know? Because how you going to run anything if you're in the ground?
My problem with people voting third party is because our system, our current system, the one that you have not worked to change yet, is based on a two-party system. I'm sorry to say. But next election in 2020, it's going to be either a Republican or a Democrat. That's the way it's going to be. Unless you put someone illustrious and sexy and just rocks the world of anybody who comes near them.
Well, they did. Trump. I mean, he's...
No,
come
third
on.
party. I'm talking
Oh.
third party. Gary
was gonna say
Johnson
he's
was
a-
not a shining example of what a good third-party
Gary
candidate
Johnson was
is.
kind of hilarious.
He
Like,
was hilarious, yes,
He was fun
but that
to
was
watch.
but he was stupid. I mean, they asked him about world affairs, and he did not know where half the places were.
Right.
Jill Stein believes that well, I don't know if this is true, but this is what I love saying. She believes the Earth is embedded with crystals, and
Right,
that we
but
just
Jill
need
Stein
to.
wasn't an option on my ballot. I don't know
Really?
about yours, but she was not an option when I voted.
I had 5 choices. Florida had like 22 choices. I went and counted all the different
Wow.
people that you could have voted for.
Utah. Did you guys see Utah?
No.
Second place in Utah was some like random dude.
Like off the streets?
He ran as I think an independent or something.
Yeah, he wasn't random. He was.
He's not somebody-
their state's candidate.
Was
Right,
it Ewan? Was it
but
Ewan
he's not
McMullen?
somebody- There you go.
He was
But
on our
he's-
ballot too.
Oh, I didn't see.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I totally didn't see that.
He.
But I thought he was specific for their state. He's somebody I had not heard of.
I hadn't heard of him
all.
either until I saw him on my ballot, and then I heard about people voting for him around the country. He was on a lot of ballots.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I went through them too.
yeah,
But no, I didn't see it there.
crazy. So that's the only problem I have with third-party voters. The problem I have with people who don't vote, who are not politically challenged, it's a protest to not. I don't like any of these candidates, or it's lazy, or it's Tuesday and I have to go to work, so fuck this, I'm not going to vote, right? When you have all the other options of early voting, how politically challenged are you if you can look at, they're on TV all the time, the candidates. Even Gary Johnson was on TV all the time. So you know a little bit about him. You know a little bit about Hillary. You know a little bit about Donald Trump. How hard is it to make a choice? That's what I wonder. Here's the stats.
Not
I've been
you
looking.
guys. We're not.
No.
No, I know
Yeah,
that. I'm trying to think of a
specifically.
good response to that, but I just.
There is none.
Yeah, you're right. There is none. There is absolutely no good response to that. But I'd have to go with the I don't prefer any choice.
Right.
That's what I would say
I-
personally. I think I could say that for her too.
And the politically challenged works in, because if you don't know where Hillary stands on a particular issue, I had issues that were important to me. Women's issues, equal rights, and then I think we should help poor people or needy people. And I wanted to make sure that we had a candidate who would do all that. And I'm half Asian. Hello. An American Asian, but I'm half Asian. And that means civil rights for all people is important to me. So those were the issues that I based my choice of candidate on. I know you have your daughter. You have being a woman and other issues that are important to you, right?
Yeah, I didn't stick with just the being a woman issue. I had other things that were.
Well, I meant women's rights, like
Right.
Planned Parenthood and, right
I
to...
get that. Like today, everybody's like, "Go get an IUD," like right now. But yeah, there definitely were a lot of things that were very important to me. It wasn't a 1 point on anything, and I definitely didn't make any choices based on their sex, but just different issues that I found
Right.
important. And I was, I was pretty, I was stunned. I never thought that this was a possibility.
I think half the country felt that way. Or, I'm sorry, a quarter, 23% of the country felt that way.
Right. I shared with some of you on my personal Facebook, but my child walked in last night. She was very upset. Very, very. She enjoys her politics. And she just walked in. I'm in the office watching it on the computer going like, I can't believe this. And she just walked in and she's like, America's fucked. Back
Wow.
out. And I'm sitting there like,
You're not wrong. I can't yell
I
at
kind
you,
of didn't know
but
what to do with that.
watch your mouth.
And yeah, so we talked about it yesterday, and she's like, I'm so sorry, like, I had to, I'm so sorry. And she said, I thought I'd enjoy saying that word a little more than I did, and I didn't. Like, I just felt
Aw.
icky, so I won't do it again. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, I mean, she wasn't wrong.
Yeah, at
Like,
least
I-
use it in the right
Yeah,
context.
yeah, exactly. So at least she didn't go up, to her school principal and say it, but she was just so angry, like it was the only way she could vocalize what she was feeling inside. And a lot of kids don't have necessarily the same understanding that we do. Like, for example, I realize that a wall's not going up tomorrow, and that doesn't mean that everybody who happens to be Mexican is leaving the country. And so sometimes, in school and stuff, they may not have the same idea. So their thought is, all right, when do my friends have to go now? Or when do my Muslim friends,
Right.
when are they out of the country? And are they safe? And
Or
so
should I
kids-
travel with my black friends so they don't get frisked by the police every time we go
Right.
Yeah.
somewhere?
So a kid's issues, I can't state for all kids, but at least for my daughter, some of the issues that were more important to her are not necessarily. They're very important to me. Don't get me wrong, but it's not. I can see a broader picture.
Did you have the conversation with your daughter about how a misogynistic woman assault her?
Right. Well, we've had many
Was
discussions
able,
about it.
yeah.
Even to the point where she was like going, "How did we put an orange duck in office? I don't understand. Like, we have an orange duck in office." And I'm like, "Whoa! Like, we don't base our thoughts of people based on their appearance. So I want to shelve
Right.
the discussions regarding his appearance and let's focus on the other things that are pissing you off about it too. There's a lot more than just that."
Right.
So it was very interesting. And really quick in chat, Mike said there's a reason that some not vote. I prefer those with no basic knowledge of economics, social welfare, global attitudes not vote. I don't mean advanced degrees, but basic knowledge. That is just me, in my opinion, only.
I agree.
Yeah, that's very
I think it
agreeable.
was like 3 times today there were people who said, well, our votes don't count. And we're going to get to the Electoral College and the popular vote here in a minute. Our votes don't count. And I had to explain to them, yes, your fucking vote counts. Most states have a law that says that the Electoral College votes have to go the way of the popular vote in the state. So if 60% of the vote goes towards the Democrats, then all the electoral votes in that state have to go towards that, towards whatever the popular vote was. So I can't believe in 2016 I still have to explain this. I thought this was like done common knowledge now with most people back in the day.
I don't think there's such thing as common knowledge
Right.
anymore. I really don't.
But there are a lot of people that still want to do away with the Electoral College and just have the popular vote choose a president. If that were the case, by a margin of 200,000, just shy of 200,000 votes, Clinton would have won.
But didn't at one point, wasn't it Trump who came out and said that the Electoral College is like a crock or something
Yeah.
along those lines?
A lot of people have.
But that's how, but that's how he won.
That's right. That is how he
So,
won.
I don't think he'll be,
So I'm not like a
taking
proponent, I'm not like standing on a car with a sign in my in my hand saying keep the Electoral College. But if we do by popular vote, it's the East Coast that chooses a candidate because that is the most populous area of the country, right?
Well, we have California and Texas. I mean, isn't that pretty populated?
Pretty populated in the urban areas. The main reason Nevada stayed completely blue practically during this election, right? We were blue for Clinton. Our Democrats got into the
We
Senate.
were blue after.
Now blue for a
like-
completely different reason.
Totally
That's-
blue now.
And that's because of the urban area, Las Vegas itself, and probably Reno, right? But the rest of the state, if you look at all the counties, almost all of them were red. But the heavily populated urban areas were blue. There are pockets of urban areas that are hugely dense in population, but not enough to offset what's on the East Coast. That's why I don't like the Electoral College, is because the East Coast would choose anybody who lives in New York or Delaware or Virginia or Georgia or Arkansas or Kentucky or any of those red states would choose our president every single time. So I like the Electoral College was first put in place because people were politically unsavvy, right? They were politically challenged. They didn't understand all the candidates. Back in the day, you couldn't be in 5 states in 2 days. So when you have the popular vote take it, I think of mob mentality whenever I think popular vote, right? If Benedict Cumberbatch ran for office here in the U.S., which he cannot, by the way, unless he has dual citizenship, I don't know. But if he ran for office, I would bet you anything that most of the women of this country would vote for him, and a ton of the men as well. Neil deGrasse Tyson ran. I bet you he would win.
Oh, I thought you said he ran.
If he did, I bet you he would win. There's always the joke that comes around election time, Tyson Nye / Nye.
Bill Nye.
The science guy.
Bill Nye, yeah.
Loved him.
So,
Did you hear he's coming out with a new show again? Netflix signed him for a season.
yes.
Exciting, right? Yeah. Childhood relived.
That's awesome.
I love it.
I know.
I love it. I love that you love Bill
Oh my
Nye.
God, he's great. He's great.
I call my little brother wears bow ties, and I call him Bill Nye now.
Nice.
That's wear suspenders with him too, because I see that being the new thing lately. Like
No.
everywhere we've went, suspenders and bow ties. That was it.
Yeah, no, he only like hit a certain level of douchey with the bow tie. He hasn't exceeded it to have the suspenders and the top hat yet. So.
Do you have an opinion on the Electoral College?
I really don't.
No?
No, I know I had to like thoroughly explain it to the best of my knowledge last night because It was something that
The difference
my
between
daughter
the
didn't quite
popular,
get,
right?
Yeah.
How about you guys? You politically challenged people.
No.
Challenged.
No idea.
Challenged.
It's challenged.
Story
Anybody?
over.
All right, so let's go to the next thing. So I want to. One of the things that bothered me this morning, my entire timeline was. It was like every Democrat, every person who voted for Hillary or campaigned for her gave a concession speech, including myself, right? I wrote
I
this
did see that
long
you
couple of
did.
paragraphs about how much I love my friends and
Mike said Benedict Cumberbatch has my vote, and so does NDT. So,
see, what did I tell you?
by the way, every time we say his name, I think of what is it? Neil. Say it again.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, but I think of Degrassi Junior High.
Oh my God.
guys-
Are you talking Drake Degrassi or new Degrassi?
Old Degrassi.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? We had to
No.
watch. They used to roll the TV in, the one that was strapped down, and we'd have to watch it in class.
Yeah.
And it was always like
With the
Degrassi
VCR?
Junior High. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of that.
There was nothing better than walking into
None.
a class and seeing that TV and VCR
Right?
strapped
If I
there.
knew-
Like,
yeah.
I get to take a nap.
Did you guys grow up back east, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We I don't think we had that here.
Oh, okay. We did. Yeah.
It's great.
We also had Hachi Malachi. That's just a local thing, too.
So there was a lot of vitriol, a lot of venom from a lot of people on both sides, both blue and red. And even from the third-party voters and from the non-voters. Jason was crazy. Jason, you were crazy today and last night. That's Jason Constantine.
Just
who-
in case you didn't know which Jason.
Right. But one of the things that really pissed me off on my timeline when I saw it was people who would generalize about you fucking Democrats, you should have put Bernie in there or whatever. Hey, we tried. You know, it was the DNC's fault. You guys are sheeple. You just follow whatever the Democrats tell you, which pissed me off, right? And then there was one that generalized that all Democrats are being assholes right now and treating all Republicans like crap. And I'm like, do you fucking even know me? But the generalization of all Democrats, there are protests right now in cities all over the country. I watched a little bit of it
yes.
on TV when I was at my mom's before I came here. New York, right in front of where Trump lives, Oakland, San Francisco, a bunch of places. There's a bunch of protests right now. They're very peaceful. Nothing, there's no bottle throwing, no Molotov cocktails or anything, which is great.
Give it time.
Right? I don't like going to a movie theater when there's more than 10 people in there, so there's no way I'm going to a protest. But you can't generalize because only 23% of the U.S. population that could vote actually voted for Trump. You can't say that this is a nation of bigots and assaulters and racists.
Well, I actually don't believe that everybody who chose to vote for Trump is any one of those.
No, but the generalizations are there,
Right.
right?
And there's the people who continue to perpetuate that thought. I mean, there are some people who voted for him simply based on these reasons, that they felt that this makes it okay. So now it's okay if I'm, racist. I can say what I want, I can do what I want. But there are people who, legitimately believed that this was their best choice for whatever reason.
Right.
They legitimately thought it. So I understand the generalization. I see a lot of it going on, and I hear a lot going on, but
But these guys didn't vote, and you're not racist.
No. Hate everybody equally.
You're not misogynist. You don't go around grabbing people by the pussy.
No,
Wow.
only known people.
You have not grabbed me by the pussy.
I would not grab you by the
There we
pussy.
go.
It would be, I feel like you would really hurt me. I
he considered it on the way in.
I did.
But then he's like,
do. When you mentioned the leg touching thing, I'm like, maybe I can slip a hand down there.
But while you're out there on social media or with your friends and you start generalizing about all Republicans this and our country, that was the big one. Our country is nothing but a bunch of thugs, bullies, racists, misogynists. And I'm thinking, but it's not all of the country. It's only 23% of the country. That's it.
one of the I think, best worded things that I've read in regards to all of this. A friend shared on Facebook, and his child wrote it. And his child's a teen, not that much older than, my own. And basically, to sum it up, it said something along the lines of, Hillary ran based on love trumps hate. And so many people are going completely against that now. By a lot of Hillary supporters are turning around, generalizing and just being really awful to people and completely forgetting the message that they were running on to begin with.
But one of the things that I've seen is that, so there was this meme that went around about Brexit was horrible for England. And then it says America, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Hold my beer while we do something even grander.
It can't, I think it says something like it can't get any worse than Brexit.
Right.
And then the USA, here, hold my beer.
Right. And while I was on Tumblr last night, which I unfollowed a couple of people because I draw the line at threatening the candidates, right? Threatening anybody's life with shooting or whatever. And one of my Tumblr friends said something about, hey, we've got, until January 17th, so you can assassinate, And then, of course, we have Pence in there who supposedly wants to electrocute gay people to make them straight. So
I have to bitch really quick since you mentioned Tumblr, and I noticed this today. I made the fucking mistake of following, I love inspirational memes. I don't know why, in secret. I don't advertise that I love. I love.
You look beautiful today.
Right? And so I fucked up my Tumblr feed. It's no longer porn. Do you guys see any porn on here? No. It's all inspirational shit, and I don't know how it happened.
Wow.
Where's my dick?
I can fix you.
Where's my dick?
I can fix you at the end of the show.
That's the only reason I signed up for Tumblr. There's fucking
Is that Bob
flowers.
Ross?
No, I wanted to see vagina. I didn't want flowers.
But flowers are a metaphor
I
for
was gonna
vagina.
say, what if it's just
It
a
is.
subtle
I
hint?
don't want the fucking subtle hand. I'm on Tumblr because I'm about to masturbate. I don't want to be there. I don't want to scroll and be like, you're beautiful and meaningful to the world. No, I'm about to fucking get it on, with myself. I just want
Maybe
the
that's
porn.
inspiring to touch yourself a little bit better that
It's
night.
not. It doesn't work.
No, I've done the same thing. I have a separate Tumblr just for porn, and I won't follow friends who post things that are not porn. So
I ruined it.
You're scrolling and touch yourself, and you scroll past a nice caprese
one
salad,
says-
and you're like, oh, I'm hungry now.
Oh, wait, that was not even inspirational. That was depressing. How'd that even get on there? That would kill any drop of horniness that was there.
So my whole point, while you're
Sorry.
searching for porn on your Tumblr,
No,
is
wait.
someone from England posted about Brexit. What happened in the days immediately following Brexit was that hate crimes went up 60%. So watch your.
Oh, there's some porn. Look at that asshole.
There you go.
How long have I had to scroll to find this ass?
Oh my
How long?
Too long. Way too long.
Way too long. At this point, I would have given up. Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. That kind of fear mongering is something that I won't tolerate either. Because the sun rose today, as President Obama said. The sun rose today. I still drove my car. I went and got coffee at McDonald's. You got to spend time with your kid. We have your friends from out of town.
We gambled a shit ton and drank a shit ton more.
There we go.
It didn't change from yesterday.
Did not.
Right.
It's just the daylight. That's it.
Of course, we all moderately white, so that might help us a little bit. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you are, sweetie.
Liars.
Damn.
and as half Asian as I am, I'm pretty white for an Asian woman. So, just know that things aren't going to change right away. There's a lot of things that Trump has to do to get that wall built. He's got to get it through Congress.
What's a
all
wall
that.
to do though? Can't they just dig under it?
Yeah, that's what they're.
First, he
known.
has to find people who are going to build the wall.
Right.
Well, I was gonna bring that up earlier. Is he gonna give free passes? Hey, I'll give you a green card if you put this up for those people.
He's not, because seriously, I really think that there's a lot of people who'll be like, "Fuck you, build your own wall."
I'm worried that he's not going to be allowed into other countries. I know that England didn't go through with the whole blocking him out of the country thing, but they don't really like him at all. And if he has to go over and negotiate some terms or something, are they even going to let him in?
Can I tell you what is to me, what is a huge positive to Trump winning? I'm really hoping that he continues to be portrayed on SNL by Alec Baldwin.
too.
Oh my god, hilarious.
Although Alec
Hilarious.
Baldwin did threaten to move to Canada.
He did.
celebrity
a
didn't?
lot. Yeah, there's a lot.
Right.
Miley Cyrus, Whoopi Goldberg.
Who wears dicks while she's performing, saying women's rights. All right, this guy is a pervert, but she is. Did you see the video of her standing above or letting the people in the front row just rubber snatch?
Grab her
walks the-
pussy?
yeah, they grabbed her by the pussy.
But
She's
she,
like,
but
you know
she
what?
gave them permission.
That's
There's
right.
A difference.
I mean, she didn't give
said-
she didn't give the go ahead. She was dancing, but she didn't move. So I don't know. I just feel like she is just a flip
But she
flopper.
said she's going to leave.
So the things with women's rights is women should be able to do whatever they want. If they want to dress like a slut, dress like a slut. And just because I dress like a slut does not mean I deserve to be raped.
True.
Right.
So own Trump Towers.
Yes.
Do you think they have 2-for-1 drink specials right now?
And
I'm
that
wondering.
is a tourist in Vegas. Where
Let's go
the
check it out when we're
priorities
done with
stand.
Maybe I can win.
The thing is, like, we're talking about this, and that's probably, like, exactly what...
$100 free
because that's
slot
what
play
was
when
going
you
through my
walk
head,
in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, let me touch your pussy. Here's $500.
Yeah.
Go spin the wheel.
Go right on the slot.
The old snatch and grab.
Yeah.
That brings new meaning to the word snatch and grab.
That's
though.
right. That's right.
So let's be done with this political. There's a couple of things that I want to read. One is a quote that John gave me, Johnny Fever gave me. It says, and I think this is how we should all be. All of us should be going forward. I hope Donald Trump is a good president. Wanting him to fail is like wanting the pilot to crash the plane we are all on. Remember that. So I do hope. I've seen him in some pictures where he looks presidential, which is great.
Oh, he's a dapper fella.
His speech last night was good. He called for unity. He wants to be everybody's president.
Although I couldn't, I had a hard time because I wanted to hug his son and put him to bed.
I
Not
know.
Donald Jr., the little one.
Yes, yes,
It was
yes.
3 a.m. That little boy needed to go to bed. He looked miserable up there.
Yeah.
But, and also, I guess maybe, gosh, I've watched her on so many interviews before, and I'm not impressed with her as an individual. But his campaign manager,
Kellyanne
Conway, first woman campaign manager to get a president elected. And she had quite the job set forth for her. So, again, I'm not super impressed with her. She made out like a bandit. I saw something about how much her firm made just for representing him, but she's good. She did good.
She did.
She did, so...
So the last thing I want to read comes from my crush right now, which is Neil deGrasse Tyson. And it says, "This is the end of nothing. This is the beginning of something new and solemn and so important. You must be part of what comes next. The future is never gone, never hopeless. No one has ever lived in the best possible world. There has always been a fight to fight. But we are here. We find ourselves with a job to do, no matter how hard, no matter the pain in our hearts. Do not shrink away. No jokes. We do not laugh and look away. Watch and stay. Burn this into your memory. Wake up tomorrow, and the fight will await you."
It's deep.
I love him.
That is
He
deep.
could grab me by the
Actually,
pussy any day.
I was also thinking about if they had 2-for-1 drinks.
Right, we should go.
Sorry.
Forget about the burgers that you're
It's
talking
on the way home.
So let's talk about. My mom says it's called in Thai. It's called gancha. Gancha.
Concha.
Ganja. Which must be where they get ganja from, maybe. Yeah.
Can I ask a question, Johnny Fever? Can we talk about where you were last night or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So last last night was a big, in how many states? 10 states. One of the 9 states, one of the things that were up, for vote is legalizing recreational marijuana
For 21 and over.
for
People who are
21 and over. And
in 4 of the states.
in 4 of the states, the others
other
are
5 was
medicinal.
for medical.
Right, okay.
And decriminalization. Decriminalization.
So Nevada passed, and so
No.
as of January 1st,
That's Nevada.
so our state,
Nevada.
Nevada.
so we passed, and it's legal as of January 1st to carry up to, what is it?
I think it's a.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I was going
an
to say
ounce.
like a pound. I don't know.
Wow.
I
That
That's
is
a lot of
lenient.
ganja,
That is
right?
lenient.
don't know exactly how
Right.
to-
It's.
Can possess?
Are you on mic? Can you be on mic, please?
Sure.
Yeah, because we want to talk to you, and I want to tell you about my little
Drop the
Facebook
bomb.
scroll. So, okay, so out of 10, there were 10
Nine-
states. It was
9
up for,
states.
but 9 it passed, right?
9 states is up for 8 passed.
8 passed. There we go.
Who lucked out? Arizona.
Arizona. A few things while he's getting his mic hooked up. Arizona also changed their sheriff. So the big bad sheriff in Arizona is gone.
I thought it was your stomach. I'm like, oh
Sorry.
no, what's
It's
wrong?
okay. It's okay.
The sheriff.
And another thing that was big, at least, by some people I know, many of us have friends in the industry, in the adult industry, and a lot go out to California to film. And they passed California Prop 60, which is it's the adult health proposition. But bottom line, it requires any filming done there for the actors to wear condoms.
Woo!
So that upsets a lot. Many of the porn people, many in the industry were against it because they feel they're tested so regularly and so often, even to be on set.
Does the testing become more lax now that they have to wear condoms, or does that stay exactly the same?
I would assume that stays the same. I haven't heard that it becomes more lax. I think that stays the same, but many choose not to. And I believe there is something where it's not as necessarily as popular, even though it's the right thing. It's not as popular for people to watch. So many were completely against it. They felt it was their own right to choose. Kind of like we're saying on other things like My Body, My Decision. We're 2 adults who are agreeing to this. And now,
But doesn't it
that's no
become a
longer
problem when there's someone who has HIV or some kind of disease and does not disclose it or had
It's
their
not
test?
about, no, you cannot be on there without a current test. You absolutely cannot. I mean, even here in Las Vegas, you can go to one of the centers and get it done like right away. So they have to. That was actually one of the complaints I had heard when we used to have a lot of the industry girls on the show. One of the reasons they'd have a hard time finding good male talent is they didn't want to pay the money to go get the test. But you have to, tests are very, very current.
I get tested daily.
You're a stud.
I'm
You're
a huge
stud.
proponent of condoms, and I think that if you're going to make, and this is my personal opinion, never having been a porn star, I think that having it on film, showing people using condoms, teaches people to use
But
condoms.
people aren't watching
Right.
porn for a teachable moment. Nobody's like,
No.
I want to learn.
Teenage
No.
boys
Listen,
do
yeah, I've learned a
American
lot of
Idol.
moves
Yeah.
from watching porn at a young
That's
age.
true.
That's true. It's not for a teachable moment, but people
Right.
learn a lot of
Some
things.
do, absolutely. But, nobody really pulls it up and says, I'm going to watch a porn to learn, because I want to learn all the steps in the proper way
No,
to
but if they
fist.
see that it's
Like,
part
they
of
just,
but if they
watch
see
it
it's
and
part of
enjoy
the
it.
normal part of
Exactly.
having sex, then they might be more apt to say, "Oh, you know what? I've got a condom in my pocket. I
Right.
forgot."
They
Let's-
might. I mean, eventually, but I think from their standpoint, it phases me. I will watch whatever porn. Like, it phases me in either
Whatever
way.
porn.
Well, almost.
And there's always amateur porn where a husband and wife or a couple will, do some amateur porn, and there's usually no condoms in those ever.
Right. So,
So
I don't know. I know that it was something upsetting to a lot in the industry, but it definitely passed. The question is, at what point, how did it even get on the ballot? Like, was somebody watching porn and going, This really upsets me that there is not condoms here. Like, let's get it on the ballot.
That is a really good question. How did a question about porn stars get on the California ballot? That's crazy.
So I'm scrolling last night, and we were talking about the marijuana, and it passed here, and I'm scrolling, and I see Johnny Fever, and I'm like, no fucking way. Who were you with last night?
I was standing next to Tommy Chong when they passed. When the news flashed up on the TV, we were out there doing interviews and everything. So I also have video of the television screen showing that, it passed 58 to 46 or 47. But yeah, that was fucking cool.
That's gotta be like.
Did he
the
take
most
you in the bathroom and do some lines of Ajax with you?
No. No, we did it right there on the counter out in front. And here's what was really cool is I had been standing there, we were talking to him, he autographed some pictures for me, and I'm wandering around waiting to do the next interview. My phone rings. And so I pick up the phone, and it's my son. And he says, "Dad, tell that woman that you're talking to to turn around so we can see what she looks like." Because there was Channel 8 and Channel 13 News was there, and apparently just because of where I was at different times, I kept being on the news all night.
Nice.
Did you have a studio shirt on for here?
I didn't have any shirt on.
You didn't have a bumper sticker on your ass? Oh wait, what kind of party were you at?
No. I had the microphone with our
Logo on it. Nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
awesome.
So,
awesome.
Those
I figured
vi-
that was-
those videos will be posted soon, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping, depending on what time I get out of here tonight, that I'll have them done by tomorrow.
All
Yeah,
right.
you should make those editors get on it.
Yes, I am the editor.
So what law was passed since you were right there in the thick of you were at a medical dispensary, correct?
Yes,
A medical cannabis dispensary.
medical marijuana dispensary.
Right, and all of you were there for a little party get-together thing for Prop 2, for
Yes.
Question 2.
Right, and the cool thing about it is Tommy Chong has his own weed.
He has
It's
his own
called-
strain of
Branded,
weed.
He's
yeah.
got his own strain. It's called Chong's Choice.
So one of the things I talked to my mom about this today. She's full Thai, and she told me about how in Thailand when you go to the guys who go roll down the streets with the soup in their carts or whatever, that usually at the bottom of the bowl it's all weed.
Really?
So when you go to Thailand and you go to one of those soup carts or whatever, you're having ganja soup, right? So she was talking about growing her own and making soup now that we can all have weed.
up to 6
So-
plants. If you live further than 25 miles away from a dispensary.
Right.
So if you live within 25 miles of a dispensary, you cannot grow your own.
Well, then that's like all of Las Vegas, unless you live in Pahrump.
Yeah.
Which is,
But the thing is that is already being challenged. In other words, there are a lot of advocacy groups here in town and all over the country actually, and the Prop 2 isn't the best, but it's a step in the right direction. It decriminalizes, I mean.
right. So just so you guys know, in
Yeah.
2017, January 1, or is it January 17? Whatever.
January
1,
1,
2017, it is now decriminalized up to an ounce.
Will they
Right.
go in and anybody they wouldn't be jailed over an ounce, would they?
I don't know.
You'd be detained, I believe.
Would they, could you fight it now if you previously had a charge?
I don't
No,
know.
because at the time that you were charged,
Oh, it was illegal at the time.
you were
Okay.
breaking the law.
Okay.
So up to an ounce, you can carry it around with you. You can have it in your car. You can have it in your back pocket or whatever.
You
It's
cannot smoke in public. You
Right.
can't stand out on the corner and
just
smoke.
like alcohol. It's going
Right.
to be regulated just
That's
like
right.
alcohol.
Now, one of the cool things is the place I was at last night, they have, or they are in the process of completing a lounge upstairs where you can come in and hang out and.
Kind of like a hookah lounge type
Yeah,
deal.
exactly.
So that was the
Only not
second
hookah.
question.
Yeah.
So that was the second question. Somebody posted on my Facebook that in 2018 there will be stores open to sell
Right.
marijuana recreationally.
Right.
But one of the things they mentioned is they had to choose between medicinal and recreational. So medicinal stores would have
That's still up in the air, and
Okay.
they expect most of the dispensaries now are preparing to be able to sell recreational as well. And I'm telling you, it's a mind blower. If you have not been into a medical marijuana dispensary, to see, and I never thought that I would see it in my lifetime. I mean, I always hoped I would, but holy crap! I mean, and they brought out these plates of fruits and meats and cheeses and stuff like that,
Munchies.
and it was just a trip.
You
And
called that one pretty fast.
when
Yeah.
we went into we were interviewing Tommy Chong in the green room, and we walk in there, and the place is loaded with munchies,
Green room.
chips and chips and drinks and sodas and pizza and just everything. So
The stoner's paradise.
yeah, but
You fell to your
holy
knees
crap!
crying,
I
like,
mean,
oh my God.
they had to have had 50 different types of vape pens. Oh, the coolest fucking thing was this little thing that was about maybe 3 or 4 inches long, maybe an inch around, and you put your buds in
Just
it.
really quick, that's normally something that would not be as exciting. Okay, continue.
Yeah.
For some, I'm just
But
saying.
wait. You have to see what it does. It's not how big it is, it's how you use it.
That is so true.
So you open it up, you put your bud in the container, screw it back together, and then it literally will grind the buds for you, so you can just like
Yeah, it grinds and dispenses it.
and dispenses it right into your papers or whatever. It's cool,
Wow,
just the
that's
coolest
pretty
thing.
I
ever.
actually think I saw that on Facebook, Tommy Chong promoting it.
That's it. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
And-
it's like
and
it just looks like
Did you see how
a jumbo
excited he was?
Sharpie.
Yeah.
Right? And you just press the button and
that's it. And it
Yeah.
just so.
That's awesome.
And I haven't smoked weed in probably 30, 40, 50 years maybe.
I'm
So-
sure it works great for like fresh basil.
Did you last
and
night?
rosemary.
No. No.
Aw,
No.
Well, currently you still have to have a medical card
that's true.
to do that. So
And I may just go get my medical card just to fuck with people.
I mean, it was the first off.
Because we don't drug test here at this company.
I will keep that in mind.
You're like, I have it on good authority that
And I don't believe that policy is going to change.
I have on good authority the boss is not going to drug test here.
But it's historic. I mean, now 29 states now have some type of legalized marijuana.
But I've gathered together with a group, and now we have to come up with a marijuana policy for the group events that we have. And one of the things that I was thinking about is we do a lot of stuff on federal land. Federally, marijuana is still illegal.
You're fucked.
Right. So right now we have alcohol limited because hard alcohol just makes people crazy, especially when they bring tequila for some reason. So we have it limited to beer, wine, and mead.
But
But on federal lands, there's going to be the policy now
but
is
weed doesn't have the same effect.
doesn't matter. It's
I mean,
still,
how many fist
as-
fights have you ever seen amongst dopers?
And
Hey,
man,
I mean,
it's my
unless
bag
somebody-
of chips.
Yeah.
Yeah,
unless-
that's about it. Yeah.
I am going to admit that I voted no on 2.
You know what's funny? I thought maybe you did, and only because when
she said a couple of weeks ago she was going to.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that because we were chatting in our own chat, and then we were saying, everything passed. I'm like, all right, everything passed the way I voted, and then Sierra was like, it passed the way I voted, and then you're like, I'll plead the fifth. I'm like,
Right.
oh, I bet it was the marijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not because I don't want the taxes for our schools or anything like that. I love that. I love that Colorado is now in the black, and and I think that's
Right.
great. But this is Vegas.
Right.
Vegas is already a den of iniquity for people. Look at your friends who are probably
I don't know
drunk
how to
and
take
hungover
that.
right now.
I mean,
right?
we came here with some alcohol, but it's gone
No,
now.
it's all about that alcohol.
No, we don't.
Right.
Because what happens is people come and they get really excited because it's Vegas, and then if you go to UMC in any given morning, you'll see people who are have alcohol poisoning and Like they
yeah.
overdo it because it gets so exciting.
It's the excess.
Yeah,
Sex is an excess here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
All of it.
How many people do you know have OD'd on weed?
It's impossible unless you would be suffocated by the smoke.
The other reason is because I used to smoke
If it
weed.
fell out of an airplane and smacked you in the head,
Yeah,
you'd
yeah.
probably die. But
I used to smoke weed when I was younger, and I was one of the most unproductive motherfuckers in the planet.
See, when I was younger,
Okay,
I
but
smoked a lot
that
too.
is-
But
that
it
is
was
an excellent point because we were talking with Tommy last night, and
You're so excited to say
I
that.
know that's so cool. And he was saying that's a mistake that a lot of people make. And he says, "Look, I've been smoking weed my entire life," and he says, "I'll take 1 or 2 hits. That's it. You know, then if I want to go out or I want to enjoy a movie or I want to do this or I want to do that," he goes, "I don't sit there and smoke until I'm going, you know." So,
yeah, when I was younger,
and
I
that's
would,
just it. It's like if you have no self-control, don't blame everybody else.
It's not that.
I know.
I'm
but you were a lot younger then too,
I
right?
was.
And a lot
I was
stupider.
stupid young. I
That's
was
right.
so stupid young. Yes.
Yeah.
But I've also told the story of the boyfriend that I had that I would keep him in weed because my apartment and my dog were the cleanest things on the planet. He cleaned.
active.
Yeah.
I used to, me and my friends, when I was younger, we would smoke and then we'd go play football or basketball, and that's how it was for me. Like,
Speaking of, really quick, because I know we're almost out of
5 minutes.
out of
yeah.
time here. So Matt, really quick, I believe your father's watching this, right?
what's up, Pops?
So let me ask you a question. When you were younger, did you ever get walked in on like jerking off in a sock in your bedroom or anything?
Funny story. Okay, so
He had one ready.
I do, and you know what? This is. He has a neighbor back in Pennsylvania. Her name is Danielle, and
Hey Danielle.
Hey, Danielle.
whenever this is the this was the conversation starter. When I was younger, I lived with them. You know, after graduation, or no, this was before I graduated. This was when I was like 16 years old. The computer was in the kitchen dining area in my dad's house, and I was going to town, like just having a good old spanking.
Would
And,
you use just really quick? Would you use socks, or were you like, are you a tissue
why
guy?
would I use socks? Yeah.
Because
Barehanded?
I just
That ruins.
assume.
Sometimes the tissues barehanded, but yeah, it ruins the
Lotion? Do you
softness.
like add?
No, but to
Yeah,
just a
of course.
catch. You wouldn't use. I just
No, I wouldn't
assume.
use it to
I
catch.
don't. I've never been a teenage
That's
boy.
like-
I
Let
don't
him finish
have a
the
teenage
story.
boy.
Once you
go
come in a sock, you
Sorry,
can't wear
time's
that
up.
sock again. Yeah, it just ruins the softness of it. I like
Okay,
soft
true,
clothes.
okay.
But anyway,
Socks
No.
are for feet.
yeah,
Downey,
exactly.
Downey needs to come out with a new product.
Yeah, disposable cum rags, tissues.
Or a special softener just for those things.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
cum
yeah,
rags.
yeah. But anyway, so I'm jerking off, and nobody's home, of course. And she walks in, and how you walk in is you go in the front door and you make a left into the dining area. And she's like, "Maddie, what are you doing?" And I'm like, you know, deer in headlights. And I'm like, "You could leave now. You can go." And she stood there for a good 45 seconds of awkwardness. But anytime we were at a party together, whenever I was in a group of people talking, she'd come in and be like, "Hey, so when Maddie was younger, walked in on jerking off." So from now on, if we're ever at the same social gathering, I always, first thing when I walk in the door, I'm like, "Hey guys, just to let you know, I got caught jerking off when I was 16 years old." So just throwing that out there.
I love stories that pass from family event to family
Right.
event.
It is. That's how it goes.
Right.
Every time we.
I mean, you only got
of-
caught once.
No, that's. When I was
Speaking of-
younger, is all the time because that was dial-up porn, and it was like you'd wait 10 minutes for it to get that 2-minute clip, and then you'd be like, "Well, I hear somebody coming up the stairs, but I've waited a half an hour for this, so I'm gonna take the chance, you know." Let's try to get it out as quick as possible.
Can you
So
find that?
speaking of families and cum, I'm just saying, let's throw that. I think you guys had a little
Hilarious stories.
hilarious
funny.
story.
It was hilarious. You want to tell it? Or?
No, I'd rather you.
You want me to tell it?
Yeah.
All right,
Okay,
we have
so
2 minutes, so we're gonna have to.
2 minutes, real quick. My sister and her fiance and us
Hey, guys.
are sharing a hotel room for the week, and they were out for a couple hours to give us some personal time, and we were banging all over the hotel room, and we
Vegas.
finished on the floor. and there was a wet spot of seminal.
big wet
Yeah,
spot.
seminal fluids.
Because when he does it right, I'm quite the squirter.
It's pretty cool. Like, didn't believe it. But yeah, when I found out, it was awesome. But anyway, so.
Is it like fountain squirting?
I can, yeah.
She did. But anyway, by the way, 15 years difference in age and fucks
Yes.
like a 25-year-old. So, but, so, my sister and Tim come back into the hotel room, and my sister lays down, and I said, "Hey, Amanda, you need to move." And she's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Because you're in Sarah's cum spot." So she, "Oh!" You know, so rolls away from it, and then Tim proceeds to walk around barefoot.
Barefoot.
Twice.
Oh, why
Once,
was he getting
twice.
wet?
He's like, "Oh, God, it's wet."
I'm like, enjoy my love juice.
Yeah. I lost a lot. Cheers.
Now, will that story go
That was
from?
great.
Will that story now go from family event to family event?
I hope so.
I do. Let's make this go viral, people.
Guys,
Share, like, and share the shit out of
listen,
this.
at your wedding, I'm going to stand up to give a toast for you guys.
Please
I'm going to
do.
be like, by the way, one time in Vegas.
Yes.
All right, everyone. There was so much stuff we wanted to talk about today. I'm Alexia. This is,
Matt.
Sarah.
Toxie.
and we will see you next week if you're brave enough.
Later, bitches.
Oh, cum dumpster.